I was in room 4.
Thanks, Barbara.
And I had Holly, Larry, Zach, Nat, and Jane in the room. So I think there was a few points that we all agreed on. Number one, the fundamentals. Do your research before you go and jump and invest. Larry said that, and so did Holly. And Holly mentioned, the focus that Anna had mentioned on looking at infrastructure and employment opportunities and education as a trigger to think about where you're going to buy. Zach mentioned also commercial property that she mentioned briefly, and where you should look at the net, look at the net yields. I was particularly interested in that she mentioned about the risks, because we all get carried away by paying over the top. I think we just did that in a property that we just bought. So, don't fall in love with it. Do your research. And also, Nat mentioned the importance of expertise. Get advice. Don't just rely on your feelings. You love the property, you want to live next to the beach, etc., etc. And Nat also mentioned oversupply affecting yield, which Anna brought up as one of the key points. Holly also mentioned about the media not getting it right, and Anna agreed with that. Was brought up briefly by Anna as well, that you can't trust everything in the media. You have to do your own. Research and work with key people. Someone said, don't work with too many. Just pick out 3 to 5 people that you want to work with, and get advice and work with them. I love Brian. I think we all have a Brian in our networks. I have one in the travel industry that thinks they know everything best.
We've got a Brian in this room.
And he's a man of research. He's a researcher. I hope you all know that.
No,
he's a master
not
researcher.
A real Brian, but a Brian at the barbecue.
Okay.
Call him Bob. It's Bob today.
No, it's Brian. Love Brian, the researcher.
Well, whoever it is, we know who. But you mentioned Brian, and I think we all know one of those. But not only in property, but in every industry. There's someone who knows more about the share market than all of us put together. And there's someone that obviously knows more about travel than I will ever know. So we got to be careful. And you mentioned that. You've got to be careful of people that spruik and don't know what they're. But for me, one of the key takeouts for me was your insights and your knowledge about different markets and where and what the opportunities actually are. Because we're sitting in Sydney, we don't know that much about Adelaide. Well, if I'm speaking for the rest. So getting ideas to invest, opening our minds to other cities and some affordable sites, and the first thing, the factors that actually influence property. Look at these factors, and then do your research. Say, I don't want to invest in that because that's no good, but then I'll do my research about somewhere else.
Okay? I love that, Barbara. Thank you.